Yo, what's up, Aubrini?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm glad you were able to make it. Came all the way out from San Antonio?
Yes.
That's what's up. So, real quick, what do you do for a living?
At the moment, I am a social media manager. So I kind of run my own thing right now. Social media manager, jewelry designer. Yeah.
Do you model?
Yes, sometimes.
A little bit?
When the mood strikes, I guess.
Okay. Are you a writer?
I do. I write a blog called Starving Artist, Hungry Soul on WordPress right now. So it kind of goes through tracking my experience with the different shows that I've been doing with my jewelry, and kind of tracking little tips and tricks for myself, but also for other people that might be doing the same thing.
So what have you found? Have you found any interesting research with that?
Oh yeah. I've been learning a lot about marketing and branding and brand management, and actually when you're in a place face to face with customers all the time, it gives you a good opportunity to, number one, feel out what they're thinking when they're looking at your stuff, because people are insanely brutally honest when they are in front of you. Wow. So I like that aspect of everything though.
So what inspired you to do that? Was there somebody that you knew that was popping or something, doing something like that, and you're like,
okay, so actually when I was a broke college student, I wanted to I wanted to be able to, give my family nice gifts and stuff like that, but I couldn't afford to do so. So I went to Walmart and I started making little, pieces of jewelry and stuff like that. And my stepmom, she actually makes jewelry in California, and she has her own company and stuff out there. So so she taught me how to wire wrap, and she taught me how to, fine tune stuff, gave me some of my starting items, and then just kind of expanded it from there.
So, a lot of people don't know that they can make their own jewelry or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty dope. It's almost it's a talent, right? Would you consider that a talent?
Oh yeah, I love it. At first it was kind of a hobby for me, and I was just I can make cool stuff for, people now. But it's turned into a really big passion of mine. So
okay. So speaking of talents, I have an off the wall question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. I don't know if it's so much a superpower. I've always been super fascinated with telekinesis. So the ability to move things with your mind.
That's a good one.
I would definitely want to do that. Yeah.
And why?
Because I want to expand my mind, the power of my mind, or see how I would want to see how far my actual reach could go, just Jean Grey or something, X-Men. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of analytics.
Yes, exactly.
Dope.
See how far your reach can go.
Okay. So being that this is BossCandy Entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask you, what is your definition of a boss?
Oh. Mine probably is slightly different from other people, because I've worked for so many other people in my life. I have learned that sometimes you have to be stern yet forgiving and kind as well, and understanding of other people or the people that you're working with. Not being a dick helps. Or not being just being a good person overall, because what you send out to the universe comes back to you threefold. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So if you could describe your personality in 3 music artists, or not even just 3, just if you could blend some music artists together, describe your personality.
Oh dang, that's a good one. Christina Aguilera. She's always my top, always my number one, because she's so powerful, and she's still, to this day, at least from what I've seen, interviews and what I've read about her, to this day remains like a good souled person, but she doesn't take any shit. Like, you know, she's gonna let you know what's on her mind. That's awesome.
Wow, right on cue.
Yeah, I know. She's gonna she's gonna let you know what's on her mind, but she's gonna do it in a way that doesn't affect her karma later on in life. So she's definitely one of my tops. Erykah Badu.
Wow. That's
it's such a yeah.
Okay.
Erykah Badu, because she is, oh my gosh, she's just beyond amazing. Like her whole energy. She's another really strong, powerful woman, and her voice, it kind of like reflects in her voice. She also lets you know what's on her mind. You know, they're not like, they're on different, you know, ends of the spectrum as far as like, you know, looking outward, but inward, I feel like they're pretty close to compatibility as possible. Like I love her music. I love her message behind the music.
So I have to ask you a question, because I feel like you've been kind of hinting towards it just a little bit. So It was actually one of my questions, so I'm just going to jump straight to it.
Okay.
Do you believe in zodiacs?
I do, yeah.
What's your favorite zodiac?
Oh, mine, of course. I'm a Pisces.
You're a Pisces?
I'm like the best zodiac of everything. Like, it kind of, Pisces kind of culminates all other, you know, zodiac signs together all in one, which makes me a very emotional, you know, creature. I like to go with the flow. But, you know, I also, from my upbringing, I know that there's like a time and place for everything. So there's, you know, a time to be emotional, a time to be serious, a time to be, you know, chill, a time to be hype. You know, I know that there's a difference, you know, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you could travel to any planet in our universe, what would be the first one and why?
Any planet. I don't know. The universe is so vast.
Well,
it's kind of hard to in our solar system.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I don't think I would go to Mars because, you know.
Well, I mean, it could be just like whatever you. Let's just pick which one would you like to visit, and just tell us why.
I feel like I would want to go to Saturn for whatever reason. It's like
you just like the way Saturn looks with all the rings.
I think so, but I think it's the rings around Saturn are, you know, rocks and ice, and then they're just kind of circling around it, you know, like almost like protecting it. I know there's like a lot of other things, you know, kind of mixed up in there, but it's like a ring of protection, like it's keeping it safe, you know. I don't know, it has like a weird appeal to it. I think Saturn would be the place that I would want to visit if you can get past all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How lucky are you, and why?
I don't know.
Do you consider yourself a lucky person?
I wouldn't. Actually, that's the weird part about it. I wouldn't consider myself like a lucky person. I just think that it's, I don't know, like I'm such a hippie. Like all my answers are gonna come out cool. Like hippie-ish.
That's why I'm asking these questions.
I just think it's energy. It's more so energy than luck, because luck can either go one way or it could go another. You could get good luck or bad luck. So I don't really think that it's a matter of luck. I just think it's a matter of energy. Like I try to keep my energy positive, and I try to keep my energy happy for, you know, people, you know, for myself, one, and then for people around me as well.
Yeah. When I first met you, I felt like you had a great energy.
Thank you.
So I can be a testimony of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can back that up for sure. So here's a different one. You know, like back in the day when people, like people, well, they say in science, like people first start getting together to like figure out how to work as a team, to like eat and stuff like that. If you were back in those times, like prehistoric times, like it's like 500 BC.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself more of a gatherer or a hunter?
Both. Yeah, I would definitely consider myself definitely a gatherer. Like I love discovering anything new about nature or anything really. But also a hunter too, because I'm a provider. Like I consider myself to be a provider, and you know, you gotta get the biscuit. You know, you gotta get in there, get what
so it all depends on what day it is.
Yeah, it depends on what day it is, and you know how I feel in the moment. Like it can either be a delicate flower in the meadow, or I could be a lioness. So,
oh, lioness.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your favorite thing about people, about humanity?
The capacity to be good.
So, if we're talking about someone who's done horrific things in their life, and people are judging them, and you know they've probably been down a bad path, I guess. You just love the fact that they have the ability to change, or can you explain that?
I mean, so in a way, I kind of look at things, you know, analytically, and then I look at things, you know, from, you know, hippie perspective, like, oh, everybody, you know, has that yin and yang factor to it. But honestly, I can't personally, you know, judge anybody for what they've done in their life or the choices that they've decided to make in their life. Everybody has their own experiences. Everybody has their own, you know, path to walk. So I can't really say that, oh, you know, that person is horrible because they decided to, you know, go get drunk, or, you know, it's not for me to judge somebody else's path that they chose to take. It's just, I go off of energy. So if somebody gives me a bad vibe or a bad energy, I will sometimes, and I think that's like one of my flaws, like I'll sometimes take the time to get to know them, to see if that was just kind of a preconceived notion, or if, you know, my initial feelings were correct. But once I kind of get that, you know, instance that this person might not be such a good person, or they might not be the type of person that I want my energy to coexist with, then, you know, I just kind of let them go gradually.
Better than me. If I get the bad vibe from someone, I just probably just avoid them.
Yeah, so it's like, it depends on what type of bad vibe I get. Like if I get like that creepy, you know, pedophile-ish, like, hey, do you like candy? Here's my van type of vibe. Yeah. So if I get that type of vibe, then I'll kind of keep my distance. But if I just kind of get a vibe that somebody, you know, might not be, you know, truthful, or they might not be, you know, a nice person, then I'll get to know who they are first, and then I'll make my own perceptions from it. But I don't too typically take other people's word for it, because that might have been just like a bad experience that they had with them or something like that. I've met some really good people that other people didn't like. So
I know that's right.
Yeah.
So and this is probably one of my last questions, if you could teach someone the correct way to use social media, what would you say it's for? Like, why was it invented? What's the proper way to use social media?
To connect. Social media is, and the web in general, is a really great way to connect, to learn, to build on relationships, to improve relationships, to, I don't know, do anything that you kind of feel the need to do. If you have a message and you want to get it out there, then get that message out there. Like, no matter how cool or creepy the message might be, like, no matter what, it's a place for people to learn about other people, especially people who might not have the best luck with, or the best, you know, I guess luck, you know, with, you know, interacting with other people. Then, you know, social media is a good way for, you know, any and everybody to put out your opinions, or put out your joys, or your creativity, or, you know, who you are, so people can learn about you. So yeah. Okay.
So more about this rabbit hole. Where can people find you, and what do you have that people might be interested in, maybe even purchasing, or anything? Just plug.
Plug. Okay. So I am on Etsy. I am also on, well, I sell on Etsy. I also sell on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on Twitter now. I'm getting into using Pinterest for more than just my own personal pins. I'm actually using them for the business as well. And everything is under the Rabbit Hole Natural. And I make jewelry, of course. I actually think I'm wearing one of my pieces right now. Yeah, so see the prettyfulness. Yep. I make everything out of all natural stones. Nothing is like dyed or anything like that. I try to make sure to keep the connection deep. I also use more so gold than anything else because that's the strongest connection to the earth is gold. It's like gold was basically, I guess, like placed here like in a meteor. Like I read like this really awesome story, about the origin of gold itself. So it's literally the closest thing to the energy of the earth that you could possibly get to. Well,
I have a very close connection with gold as well. So. Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah. So, So I do that.
So what's the name? Like, what's your social media name? Like, how can they like follow you right now? Or
I am on Instagram at The Rabbit Hole Natural. Also Facebook, The Rabbit Hole Natural. And Twitter is THR Natural. Or TRH, sorry. THR Natural. But I said it. I did it again. Okay. It's TRH Natural at Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the interview.
Thank you. I did too.
Hopefully we can have you again soon.
Yeah.
Awesome.